Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see what C.S. Lakshmi says about her mother in When Alamelu Shrugged. Shrugged is a gesture where you lift and lower your shoulders to show a particular attitude. That is, either you don't accept what you're saying or you cannot tolerate what someone is doing to you. But it is a very mild way of showing opposition. And here C.S. Lakshmi talks about her mother Alamelu. She says, my mother Alamelu, from her childhood, has always had so much of burdens on her shoulders. People have defined her, they have stopped her from doing certain things, they have demanded certain things from her, but always Alamelu will only shrug her frail shoulders and she will not take it as a burden at all, and she will do things which will make her very happy, like educating her daughters and making her children to live the life what they desire and not what is actually expected out of them. And whenever Alamelu shrugs her shoulders, there has been a change in the house or something new would have been created. And she says, like this year, like she wrote this article in 2005, and she says, this year my mother is turning 90 years old. She's completing 90. And on 15th March 2005, her birthday, her 90th birthday falls there. And she says, my mother loves stitching blouses and petticoats in an old Singer sewing machine. And she also discusses nation's politics, and she loves watching Tamil serials. And she says that even if I call her over the telephone at that time, she will politely say, call me at some other time, I'm watching my Tamil serial. And she has so many other ways of keeping things out of her hearing, like she, because of the age, she wears hearing aids, and when something is told to her which she does not want to hear, she will gently remove off her hearing aid so that she will not be able to hear what they are saying. And when Lakshmi teases her about this, she'll say, no, I'm trying to save on the battery. And she says, in a nutshell, I feel that my mother is a person who will do what her heart tells her to do. And in Songs on the Terrace and Cakes with Green and Pink Icing, she says that my mother Alamelu was born in 1915, and they were totally 10 children, and my mother was the eldest in the family. She went to school only up to 7th or 8th, and she couldn't continue because at the age of 11 she was married to a 20-year-old man, that is Lakshmi's father. And why she got married so early is her father's mother was ill, and so she wanted her son to get married to the girl whom she has selected. And why she chose Alamelu is Alamelu's aunt only had married Lakshmi's father's elder brother. Therefore, she chose Alamelu. But the father was not very happy about the choice because Alamelu had very big eyes. So he said, that girl has motor car eyes, so I don't want. But his mother, she blackmailed him by saying that she wanted to see him married before she dies, and therefore the father had no other choice. But the irony is the grandmother lived for a long time after that. But the father did not regret marrying Alamelu because she was such a wonderful life partner. And even though she got married at the age of 11, she came to the house only at the age of 15 after she came of age. And since Alamelu was the eldest son in a large family, and she grew up along with other siblings and her cousins and an elder aunt and grandmother, she had enjoyed her childhood a lot. Her father was a connoisseur of music, and he had trained Alamelu in music. Like she sings beautifully and she plays veena. And in the night in the terrace, she and her sisters will sing, and her father used to enjoy that. Not only her father, the neighbors also will wait for that informal concert, and they'll also ask them to sing in a particular raga or a particular song. And she used to enjoy all those days. But her marital household was entirely different because her mother-in-law was a widow, and single-handedly she had brought up 5 sons and 2 daughters. And she is so very orthodox that she had tonsured her head when her husband died, and she had strong views on what women could do and could not do. And one thing is, decent women could not sing even to entertain their husband. And sometimes Alamelu will play veena in the night when she is with her husband. But he didn't know, he did not have a good ear for music. But thing is, he did not object to her playing veena. But her mother-in-law did not like it because she used to sleep just outside the bedroom, she knew what was going inside, and she said, no, this is not allowed, not even if you're going to play it for your husband. But that does not make her mother-in-law a cruel person, because Alamelu had a very long hair. It used to come down to her waist, and it was her mother-in-law who helped her to wash her hair, and she also taught her how to cook. And it was the time when they came to Chennai. Alamelu had time to enjoy her freedom, but that also was not too much, because her husband did not like her going out much. But Alamelu spent a lot of time playing the veena, and though she wanted to go to the music concerts in Chennai, because in Chennai a lot of music concerts will be held, her husband was not very keen on that. And she had written about that in her small journal, which she had given to Lakshmi. And she says that there was a music hall nearby the house, and she used to stand in the veranda to listen to the music. And there was an old gentleman nearby the house, and whenever she plays veena, he will come to listen to her, to the veena. And once Lakshmi's father returned home while she was playing the veena, and the old man was listening to the music, and he did not like it, and he told her not to play for others. Immediately her mother cut off the strings of the veena, and she did not play veena for a long time. And only when she started teaching Lakshmi and her sister veena, she took the veena again. And here she gives a particular trait about her character. She says, my mother will not mourn for anything. At the same time, she will not become inactive because someone had told her something. And her father was a voracious reader, and he taught her mother English, and Alamelu taught him Tamil, for he had studied in Malayalam medium. And popular Tamil magazines used to come home, and Alamelu used to bind the serials and keep it. And when they were in Mumbai, she remembers her mother taking Lakshmi and her brother to a tailoring class run by a Parsi lady, and she will ask Lakshmi to take care of the younger brother while she learned tailoring. And until 19 years, Lakshmi used to wear only the clothes stitched by her mother. And she says it was not like that. She always loved learning things. Like after 50, she went to a baking course and she learned baking. And she used to write recipes in English, which her father used to correct. And she did that course also so very good. And once when she had gone home, she had secretly baked a cake for her. And when Alamelu and her husband had come to give send off to Lakshmi, in the station Alamelu gave her a cake box in which there was a small round cake with green and pink icing, and she proudly said, eat it in the train. And Lakshmi could hear her father grumbling, saying, is there anything left for me? And she said, yes, there's another one at home for you. And food was almost a communication and adventure for Alamelu. And she had a lot of passion, and it was her main preoccupation, because for many years she has, Lakshmi says, I can associate the foods which my mother used to make along with the seasons, because it used to be according to the season and also good for your health. If it is in the month of April, it is meant for pickling. She will make tender mango pickle and avocado pickle in the Andhra style, and she will make jackfruit jam and raw jackfruit chips. And she says when the jackfruit is cut, she will smear oil in the hands and she will slice it, and it used to be a very nice time. And she used to keep some jackfruit just for eating every day, and that jackfruit will be eaten along, dipped in the honey, and they will eat it. It will be so delicious. And some jackfruit will be made into jam, and some will be made into chips. And particularly when they make this raw fruit chips, the entire house will smell of coconut oil and melting jaggery. And these jackfruit jams will be used for puddings and snacks. And this jackfruit jam will be coated with rice dough and steamed, wrapped in a banana leaf. And in summer holidays, they will have a lot of duties, like they'll have to go along with their mother to the market to buy Malgova mangoes, which come from Salem, and Badami mangoes, and they all love to go along with her mother, because they will get a sample of the fruits which are given by the vendors to taste. And addition to it is, when they come back home, they'll come in a horse-drawn cart called as Jutka in Bangalore. And she remembers her mother looking out for a healthy horses, and she will tell the Jutka driver that she will get on from the cart if he is going to beat or poke the horse. And the summer months are also meant for making vadams, which are rice krispies. And these vadams can be preserved for one whole year. And this vadam making will start early in the morning and will even go even till 11 o'clock in the morning. And the mother used to press the cooked and steamed rice dough into various molds on a white veshti which is spread out in the black backyard. And because it will be very sunny, she used to wear a hat to protect herself. And in summertime, if she is searching for the hat, they will know that she is ready to make the badams. And during monsoon and winter months, she will make sesame seed and peanut jaggery balls, which are in excess to all the festival food which she used to make. And particularly if anyone falls sick, the sick child will be really pampered, because there will be herbal decoctions and various poultices and some specials for the sick child. One main thing is, in a silver bowl which they ate when they were a child, before they started using the plate, she will put large servings of 2 large servings of hot rice, and she will pour homemade ghee on it, and with a thick rounded spoon she will mash the rice so that it will be easy for the child to eat. And on that she will pour nice rasam which is made out of pepper and cumin, and it's seasoned with just mustard in pure ghee. And she will give that along with roasted papad and place it on a wooden small tool, which the children know, when they get that aroma of the food itself, they will feel like eating it, because you cannot resist it. And this wooden table which she places the food is a multi-purpose table, because on that only they will sit when they are having oil baths, and the mother will rub nice oil which is warmed with cumin seed, pepper and rice into their hair. And this is the way she had brought them up. And in case if the sick child is below 10 years, she will even tell them a story, and she will sing a lullaby song, particularly in Raga Neelambari, which will make them to sleep. And she says, my mother's voice will be so lovely at that time. And she actually asked her mother to write in a journal a few years ago, and that journal had several references to food. And what she wrote was what they did to get food during difficult occasions. During the war times, Alamelu had walked up and down flights of stairs with heavy bags of wheat, and she will call to her friendly Punjabi neighbors who are willing to exchange the wheat for rice. And the same way, in 1932, she had visited Haridwar along with a family, and this was before Lakshmi all were born. And what happened is, the train was so delayed that they were all stranded in the station, and they knew that the train will not arrive for several more hours. That time Alamelu remembered that she saw a woman in the hut which was nearby. She went, looked around for her, found her and requested her to cook a lot of rice. And meanwhile she went and brought a huge basket, some leaves and earthen pots of curds which are very famous in Haridwar. And she came back and she found that the rice is ready. And then she requested the lady to crush on the stone some pungent chutney, and she covered the basket with leaves, and she put the cooked rice in it, and she added the creamy curds and mixed it with the rice, and she packed the chutney in a leaf holder, and she paid the lady also for all the trouble she had done, and she carried the basket to the station, and the whole family ate it and relished the food, and they told it was like nectar from heaven. And she says that their household is a strict vegetarian, even they will not use garlic and onions, but their mother will prepare eggs for them in a separate stove. And when everyone were against it, she said, no, it is doctor's advice for the children. And they also had an Alsatian dog at home, and for that they'll cook the meal separately in a garage. The name of the dog is Lily, and they had given it strict orders not to enter the kitchen. And what Lily will do is, she'll keep only its hind leg and tail out of the kitchen, whereas the whole body will be inside the kitchen, pretending, because the hind leg and the leg is out of the kitchen, it means that it is not in the kitchen. And sometimes Lakshmi thinks that even her mother Alamelu is like that, because she is pretending to listen to all to the rules of the family and the society, but very quietly she is breaking them. And nowadays, because of old age, she is eating only once a day, and at night she has a special gruel which we call as kanji. And this gruel powder is prepared from sprouted grains and cardamoms and nutmeg, and it tastes so lovely. And whenever she prepares it, she gives an extra bottle to all the children. And whenever they ask her for the recipe, she does not give it to them. And Lakshmi says that she has not given her even the rasam powder recipe. And whenever she asks her, she says, why, I am there, no, I will give it to you. And once when she asked, what will I do after you? She said, why, your elder sister is there, And coming to song and dance mornings and evenings and studies all the time, it was not only food which was an adventure for the mother. She also had love to pursue music, and she also saw to it that both her daughters were well trained in music. And Lakshmi feels that if they had shown any inclination to pursue a career in music, definitely Alamelu would have supported them. And another decision which she did is she put them in the dance class. And at that time many girls from middle class families will not learn dancing, because dancing was supposed to be for upper class people. And when anyone asks her why she's putting her girls in the dance class, she'll say, no. Doctor only said that because she is very very thin, if she dances, she'll be healthy. And her mother saw to it that Lakshmi performed on the stage and had a formal arangetram. And Lakshmi wonders how she managed all this, because her father was an accounts officer, and with that salary, how did she pay the fees and also manage all these extra expenses? And she was very particular about their studies. She will not allow the children to do any housework. She had a cook and a maid servant, and she will manage all the work with their help. And all she wanted is they should study all the time. And during examination times, Lakshmi will get up even at 2 or 3 in the morning, and Alamelu will also get up along with her. And sometimes she'll ask her whether she is hungry, and always she will say yes. Immediately she'll prepare hot dosa and give it to her. And she also remembers Alamelu waiting for Lakshmi at Kalasipalayam bus stand in Bangalore late one evening. It was a graduation ceremony in Mysore, and she had taken a bus from Mysore to Bangalore. And when she got up from the bus and she showed her gold medal in history and 2 cash prizes, tears streamed down Alamelu's face. And then she made up her mind to study her MA in Madras Christian College in Chennai, which her father did not agree, because he was retired and was working in Kottayam in Kerala in the rubber board. And he told her, if you want to do MA, you can do it in Bangalore. But Lakshmi wanted to spread her wings. And her sister Rajeshwari was working in a bank, and so she gave her some money to buy the application from Madras Christian College. And later on she got admission, but her father opposed it. And after he left the next day, the mother came into her room and she asked, do you think that studying in Madras will make a difference in your life? And when Lakshmi said yes, she left the room. She went to a bank, took her gold, pledged it, and she brought the money. And from that money, she brought a suitcase and 4 saris, because now since she's doing her post-graduation, she cannot wear a half saris. And she says, I still remember the color of those cutout oil saris. They were yellow, blue, pink, and very light purple with delicate floral paintings. And when her sister came from the bank and saw them packing to go the next day, she said, you're doing so much for her, you never did all this for me. And the mother said, you didn't ask for it. And next day they came to Chennai Central, and they took a local train in Park Station, and went to Tambaram. And while she was going, she was sitting near the window. At that time, her mother leaned towards her and whispered in her ear, saying, all your dreams are going to come true. And she says, it was a very poignant moment for me, because these words are always in my heart. And when she wrote a book and published it, she recalled this moment and dedicated the book to Alamelu, my mother, an artist and dreamer. And that time her mother was living with her, and when she read it, she asked, did I say that to you? And she said, she thought, you have not only said this, you have said much more, but words were caught in her throat, so she did not say that to her, she just nodded. And she always says that her mother also came and stayed with her when she was working as a school teacher in a small town in Tamil Nadu. And later on, she was sent to Delhi for her PhD. And when she said, I want to remain single in her life also, her mother supported her. And when she wanted to marry a person of her choice also, her mother supported her. Because she thought that the children must have the freedom to do what they wanted. And she was always there for them. And one time she told her that the sparrow was having a financial crunch. Here, sparrow is Lakshmi. Immediately she took out a checkbook, and from her pension money she wrote for a check for 2,000 rupees and gave it for sparrow. And singing a song for Subramaniam. Subramaniam is her father. And she says that Alamelu did not only support Lakshmi. When her younger brother wanted to study further, she sold all the silver jewelry silver vessels, and she gave some money. And when he wanted to marry a Christian girl also, Alamelu went to the church, shook hands with the priest, and later on she lived with a brother for 10 years, bringing up with her grandchildren. And when her heart gave her the reasons, Alamelu was always willing even to break any custom or rule just by shrugging her shoulders and acting as she wanted. And Lakshmi's father, C.R. Subramaniam, died of thyroid cancer. And towards the end in his life, he could not speak because his voice box was removed. And so he will communicate by writing. And he wrote a note to the mother saying that she should never give up her music. And that note, her mother keeps it still in a spectacle box. And when they took her body to the cremation grounds, Lakshmi decided to go with the body. So she went and sat next to the body. And in a few minutes, her mother also came and sat next to her. And the priest tried to tell her that the Shastras will not allow women to go to the cremation's ground. But her mother said softly that she had lived with the man for 50 years, and therefore she feels that she has a right to see his body burn, for which the priest did not have any answer. And everything happened quietly. A few more women joined and they all went to the cremation ground. And when her brother lit the pyre, Alamelu began to sing a song which her father used to like. The song is Shivarama Krishna, Govinda, Narahari, Narayana, Kasi Viswanatha, and her voice did not tremor. She completed the song, then she brought her palms together and saluted and turned away and went away. And after a year of her father's death, Lakshmi was in Chennai for her research. At that time, she met a lady called Savitri Rajan who was learning Veena from famous Veenai Dhanamal. And immediately she wrote to her mother about it. Her mother asked whether she can also learn from Dhanamal, Carnatic music, where she wanted to learn a Dhanam aspect. And Savitri Rajan immediately graciously agreed to teach her. And the mother came and she stayed here for 3 months and she learnt it. And only after mastering the Dhanam, she left Chennai. And after her father's death, she started wearing 9-yard saris. But because it was very hot in Chennai and her skin was very sensitive, she was feeling very difficult. And so Lakshmi asked her suggested, why don't you wear 6 yards? But her mother said, see, when I came here, I was wearing 9-yard. What will people say? That time Lakshmi said, are you really going to bother about what these people say, Amma? Then that day itself, she started wearing 6-yard saris. And she wore only soft cotton 6-yard saris after that. And she says Alamelu is always generous when it comes to giving gifts to her great-grandchildren. And even there was a little girl called Kintu was growing up in their house. Kintu also gets money and gifts whenever she comes and visits her mother. And she says that I'm telling all this because I have so many things around me to think about my mother. Like there's a copper pot which they used to use to store water. And on top of that pot, the edge of the mouth, Alamu will be written in Tamil. And then her Veena is also there along with her. And this Veena was bought for Alamelu by Lakshmi's grandfather. And there are so many deep frying pans which she had brought for 8 annas and 12 annas. And there is also this rice noodle stool and the brass press. And she has now removed the press and she uses this as a stool. And if any visitors come, they will hesitantly ask whether it's a traditional toilet for children. And this stool came with an iron pounder which they will use to put pressure on the press. And that is now wrapped in newspaper and it is in the bedroom. And she says that if any thief dares to sneak into my house, I can target them with that. And she says all her cooking vessels are with Lakshmi because she does not want to throw anything away. She'll always keep it with her. And last year her mother watched an ad in the media, and that advertisement was about a watch, and she asked her brother to buy a watch. But he said, see, you don't go out. Another thing is your eyes are so weak, you can't even see the time. So why do you need a watch? But the mother, next day itself, she went to the market and brought a Ritter watch and she showed it to her. And whenever she goes to the temple, she wears it. And she asked Lakshmi whether she would like to have it. But Lakshmi said, no, I don't need it. But she knows very well that along with the medicines, rangoli recipes and various music notes, her mother will give her this also, because Alamelu does not want her to throw away anything. And so she will give it to people who will treasure all these things and will not throw it away. And she says all my mother's things are in my house, and that spreads warmth around me. And even now when I'm standing near a kitchen window, I have kept a copper pot and I'll run my fingers over the name, which it says Alamelu in Tamil, etched on it. And at that time all, I used to think that Alamelu seems eternal. My mother is there for always. And this article is full of lovely memories of Lakshmi's mother Alamelu. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends. And if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.